What's up everyone, Max here, and today we're going to talk about Apple Watch regarding to which series you should buy and which series you shouldn't. Let's get started with the specs on the Series 1, Series 2, and Series 3, basically. What they have in common, what they have in differences. As you know, keynote just happened maybe from 4 or 5 days ago, and the pre-order already started for the Series 3, so that's why I would like to talk about which model is right for you. And if you really pay attention on the keynote, the Series 2 was immediately discontinued right on the site after they announced the Series 3. The reason is because the Series 3 consists of two models. One is GPS model, one is the Cellular model. The GPS model is replacing the Series 2 itself, and in the same time it drops down the price. The Series 3 Cellular model is a little bit more pricey, but it's not as pricey to get it. In the meantime, you'll get a lot of different benefit of getting the Cellular just by itself. Let's talk about the Series 1 first. The Series 1 has all the stuff basically. It has Wi-Fi connectivity, it has heart rate sensor, accelerometer, ambient light. It also have 8 GB of storage, 512 RAM if you really care about the specs on that. It has Bluetooth 4.0. The difference between Series 2 and Series 1 is Series 2 has also built-in GPS water resistance up to 50 meters, so you have a they call Swingproof, so you bring your watch down to the swimming pool. You launch a workout app. It immediately takes you to the place where you select which sports you want to go with. Basically, if you want to go with indoor swimming or outdoor swimming. The Series 2 I'm owning right now tells me all about that, but I didn't wear it right now. It's actually in my living room. When I purchased the Apple Watch, I was asking the staff right there, what if it gets in the water when you're swimming and it gets water damage basically. They were saying there's no problem, it's 1-year warranty is covered once the technician determines it's not caused by your damage, it's caused by the water damage itself. Natural cause basically. There's no dent, there's no bruise on the watch. Regular use is fine, but under circumstances, if you get your watch damaged, physical damage or anything like that, and later on results in water damage, I don't think they will cover. But if you're wearing your watch as normal, there's no dent, there's no drop or anything like that. If you go into the pool and it gets water damage, you can always go back to Apple and tell them, okay, basically it's water damage, and they'll replace it and I'll run for you because they call it Swingproof. And I actually tried my Series 2 in the swimming pool and it was working really good. The reason behind it is because there's always an active calorie counter on it, and it also provides how many laps you've been swimming. It will ask you how long is the length of your pool, and it will calculate accordingly. Every time when you swim back and forth, it is called 2 laps. So basically, you can see how many laps you've been swimming with and how much calories you've been burning. That's a big feature that Series 1 does not have. Okay, so move on. It also has Wi-Fi BGN 2.4 GHz as Series 1 has it. Heart rate sensor as well, accelerometer, ambient light sensor. It also has 8 GB of storage, just like the Series 1. That's about it for the Series 2. The Series 3, different from the Series 2, is because basically there is the same stuff that we just mentioned in the built-in GPS, water resistance, Wi-Fi, heart rate sensor, ambient light sensor is all in there. The differences between is the Bluetooth. Basically, they implement the Bluetooth instead of 4.0 to 4.2. You won't feel a lot of differences if you are actually doing a comparison side by side. Big feature regarding to Siri Speak. If you're a previous owner of Apple Watch, you will know probably when you're talking to Siri, it will just only show response on your watch itself, and you have to read it. You have to respond back by reading your Apple Watch. The Series 3 GPS model also has a Siri Speak, so it's just like when you're using your iPhone. When you talk to your iPhone, the Siri will respond back with the voice instead of showing on the text message on your Apple Watch itself. So every time you don't have to look at your watch to talk to Siri, you can just talk to it and listen to the Siri's feedback instead of reading on the display itself. So that is pretty cool on the Series 3. If you really want that functionality, definitely go with the Series 3. The capacity is still the same, is 8 gig, and barometric altimeter is implemented into the Series 3 as well. We're talking about the Series 3 regarding to GPS model. Now we're talking about Series 3 cellular model. What's the difference between cellular model and the Series 3 GPS model? Big difference obviously is cellular. So basically Apple was trying to say is they have integrated SIM chip inside of the Apple Watch, so it really depends on which carrier that is supporting the Apple Watch for. So if you're choosing the cellular, you gotta be careful and try to figure out if your carrier actually supports the Apple Watch Series 3 cellular model, okay? The next thing you have to notice is the Apple Watch Series 3 cellular model is having the capacity of 16 gigabytes. Basically, it's doubled up from the Series 3 GPS model. So it has more storage. Why? Is because the cellular itself actually is going to consume more stuff that is going to be saved on your Apple Watch itself instead of saving on the phone temporarily if you left your phone in somewhere else without being connected. Basically, those storage has to store onto the Apple Watch itself. In the meantime, think about this. The app itself needs to run by itself. It's not mirroring anymore. It's not mirroring off your iPhone anymore if the iPhone is not beside you. So that results in a lot of apps needs to implement much more stronger system into your Apple Watch, and that results in more capacity needed onto the Apple Watch in order for it to run properly. That makes sense if it's doubled to 16 gig and it needs to install much more apps and gives you faster speed and it will work alone by itself. So I would say, first of all, are you the previous owner of the Apple Watch or you're currently owning one? If you're currently owning Series 1, let's say, do you need all the functionality of the Series 3 or not? Okay, so let me quote this. So the big feature, the main feature from the Series 1 to Series 2 is Series 1 doesn't have Swingproof, it doesn't have waterproof, and it doesn't have GPS. The Series 2 and Series 3 GPS model, the biggest difference is Series speed. Bluetooth 4.2 versus 4.0, the barometric altimeter, I wouldn't say it's a big differences. The capacity is still the same in between those two models. There's not much of differences. If you are the Series 2 owner, there's no need for you to actually go with the GPS model at all because it's just not worth it unless you really want the Series speed. Most of the time I can read it off from my watch. There's no problem with that. I don't see any problem with it. Between the Series 3 GPS model and cellular model, obviously there is a cellular inside of the Series 3 cellular model, and also the capacity is doubled from 8 gig to 16 gig. That's all. So you might ask yourself today, if you're a Series 1 owner, do you need to go swimming? If you need to go swimming, if you need to count that calories every single day you swim, go with the Series 3 GPS model since Series 2 is no longer available in the market anymore. If you're a previous Series 2 owner or current Series 2 owner just like me, do you need to update to Series 3 GPS model? Do you need your phone with you? If you need your phone with you constantly, for example, if you're a photographer, if you want to take photo all the time with your iPhone, I wouldn't recommend you to go with the cellular. The reason is because with an iPhone beside you and the GPS model, it will work. It will definitely work. The Series 3 cellular model is mainly for the people who doesn't really need iPhone with them. It gives that convenience, the mobility of them by not carrying the iPhone with them. For example, the people who's doing the extreme sports don't have 24/7 to take care of their iPhone. Just leave it somewhere else and just use the Apple Watch instead. Is it really important for you to have a cellular? That means, is it really important that you need to touch your phone or use your phone in every 5 seconds or every hour? If you do need iPhone all the time, go with the GPS model because there's not much of differences. You can still use a third-party app with your Apple Watch when your iPhone is beside you. If you are the person who's constantly finding out yourself, perhaps you constantly break your iPhone, constantly not being careful with your iPhone or anything like that, you break your iPhone, you abuse your iPhone or anything like that, it's better for you to actually go with the cellular Apple Watch, because the cellular just simply will get you connected with all the calls, all the messages, except you cannot take any photos or doing anything else. The web browsing, I've never tried it on the Apple Watch, but I assume even they can do it, it's really painful to do the browsing as well, so there's no way, don't do it. Okay, so it's just most of the Apple Watch functionality is using by Siri, so if you are really pushing yourself using Siri every single day, perhaps the speaking is really important to you, go with the Series 3. I hope this is gonna clear some stuff for you, and this is actually a quick tip for which Apple Watch you should choose. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you for watching.